Hello, my dear friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara, and today we're going to be looking at the Gemini Midheaven. So this video is for you if you do have this placement. If you're a cross watcher, welcome as well. So to understand the Midheaven, we have to look at the IC, the fourth house. I do have two videos that you guys can check out. I speak more on the IC in one of the videos, and the other one is all about how to activate your Midheaven. So I will be putting those somewhere in this video, probably in the comments below. So for you guys have the IC fourth house in the sign of Sagittarius. Very interesting. The IC deals with our home life, so how it was when we were growing up, what our parents were like. Also, it can deal with how you are when you are on your own at home. So for those of you with the fourth house IC in the sign of Sag, you guys probably grew up in a home that was either very scattered, okay, or there was maybe a strong belief system of some sort. It could have even been religious, okay, forcing the child, which is yourself, to question things, okay, to go outside of the box. Ultimately, the Sagittarius fourth house IC wants freedom. So growing up, there was something that prevented the freedom for you, okay? One or both of the parents maybe were traveling. Maybe you guys were traveling a lot with the family, okay? Maybe one of your parents was like a diplomat or something of that sort where you guys moved around a lot, okay? So the interesting is with this fourth house, you guys actually find stability in movement, okay? So you guys are kind of like nomadic in that sense, okay? Where you guys want to move around, okay? That's how you find your stability. Being in one place makes you suffocate, makes you feel chained down. You guys might move around a lot, okay, in your later life. You guys are able to basically make a home wherever you go. So you guys might travel, you guys might live here for 4 months, there for 4 months, these types of things, okay? You guys need to move around. You guys learn through travel. And when you guys were growing up, because of the fact that, again, there was this energy of like, restriction, okay, on you where you kind of felt suffocated, right? Where you didn't feel like you were able to be that freedom, okay? That freedom of the self. You guys escaped, okay? You escaped through the mind. You guys could have done things like read books or just spent a lot of time on your own just learning things, okay? This IC is highly intellectual. Sag, Gemini energy is very intellectual. Sagittarius is very much intellectual in the sense where it's the higher mind, okay? You guys probably were questioning yourselves from early on in life. Why am I here? What is my purpose here? What am I meant to do here? What is the meaning of life? These types of things. You're basically creating your own philosophies in life, okay? So again, the type of home environment maybe didn't allow you to explore that, and then in turn, you guys explored it for yourself. So when we go into the 10th house Gemini, okay, so the midheaven for you guys, now this is how you guys are in public, okay? This deals with your public image. It can also deal with your career and your destiny sometimes in life, because a lot of the time, career and destiny are intermingled. What I will say to you guys is you guys need to be constantly intellectually stimulated, okay? You guys might even need to move around. You guys might struggle to actually hold down a job. My biggest suggestion for this midheaven actually is to master one thing and then start a new project, okay? Because the thing is, a lot of the time, Gemini start something and they don't finish it because it's not intellectually stimulating anymore. It's not interesting. They moved on to the next thing that's even more interesting. And then this can result in you guys having a lot of unfinished projects, okay? Or just being inconsistent in terms of your jobs, these types of things. So my biggest suggestion for you guys is to basically take one thing that you enjoy doing, master that thing, have that thing on lock, then do the next thing, have that thing on lock. Because you guys need to have your hands in a bunch of different pots at all times, okay? A bunch of different projects, these types of things. So it's like the best way to do this is to actually master one thing. Once you got that thing down, you kind of move on to the next thing. So you guys are focusing on these several things at once, okay? This is the thing. It's like for you guys, the mind is a million miles a minute. You guys need to be in some sort of career or environment where you're able to speak, you're able to share this knowledge, right? You guys are always going to have this underlying wisdom to you. People are probably going to be like very intrigued by you because you guys have a different perspective on life, right? Because growing up, again, whether you guys actually physically moved around with the family or whether you guys were escaping through the mind by learning things, all these sorts of things, you guys have basically a very, very particular mindset, okay? It's different than other people. So you guys have this different mindset. So you guys are always probably going to like have people come to you and ask you, what is your perspective on this, right? Even in your jobs, okay, whatever jobs you're working in, it's kind of like you bring this different mindset because your mind just works differently, right? Highly intellectual, a lot of different experiences. Sag a lot of the time learns through different experiences, through different languages, foreign places, foreign countries, foreign people. This is the thing, right? So this is why maybe later on in life, when you guys are a little bit more established, you guys might move around a lot, right? So you guys might create some sort of career for yourselves where you guys are able to move around, or whatever. You might work in a career that allows you guys to move around, okay? Work 6 months in this country, 4 months in this country, 3 weeks here, 4 weeks there, blah, 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 all these things, right? You guys need that stimulation, right? The thing is, Sag needs kind of like the energetic adrenaline rush type of stimulation where it's like, you know, they're physically moving around. Gemini needs the intellectual, right? Both of them do. They bounce off of each other, right? That's what tends to happen with these oppositions. So for you guys, when it comes to career, you guys want to have, again, a lot of things going for you. You're able to multitask. But what I would suggest, like I said, pick one thing to focus on, and that's Sagittarius energy, because the fourth house is also how you guys are at home, okay? The thing is with Sagittarius energy, it takes them a while to pick what they want to do. Once they got it down and once they know, they become the best at it, okay? Because it's that fire, it's that passion, right? So internally, right, when you guys are at home and no one's watching, you have this fire within you, you have this passion, right? You guys want to preach something almost, right? That's the Sagittarius energy, because again, you guys have learned, okay? A lot of the time you guys have learned through some sort of experience or experiences in your life, or whether it was reading or through other people that you've met, these types of things. So you guys want to teach, right? Sag always leaves, learns, comes back, teaches. So you guys want to teach something, you guys probably want to mentor people, you guys want to help people in this way, right? Because again, a lot of these later signs in the chart are all about connecting people, okay, in one way, shape, or form, and assisting from a higher perspective. So that's what you guys really feel like you're here to do. And then the way it comes out, okay, the way you actually work with the public is very Gemini-like, okay? So you guys are probably going to be friendly, have a lot of friends, get along with a lot of different types of people. You're going to have to work in some sort of career that's social, right? Either, again, networking, something of this sort, going to networking events, speaking at networking events, these types of things. Or it can also be things like marketing, communications, PR. You guys could be interested in writing, okay? It's all about the written or the spoken word. So it can be things like Twitter, right? Because it's short. That's the thing with the Gemini energy. It's like, it's all about the attention grasping, right? That's what Gemini is really here to do. They're here to grasp your attention in a short sentence, right? Quick, witty, highly intellectual, banter, these types of things, right? So you guys need to be in this type of environment that's intellectually stimulating. As soon as they get to something that's boring and you guys aren't interested anymore, you guys are going to drop the project, move on to the next thing. Unfortunately, a lot of the time this could result with you guys having a lot of unfinished projects and then feeling unfulfilled, because again, the Sagittarius desire wants you guys to help people, right? To teach people something, coaching, mentoring, these types of things. So you guys really want to drill in that energy, but it's like, again, the Gemini midheaven might have a hard time, you know, getting a grasp on something, because it's like, oh, this is interesting, and this is interesting, and that's interesting, and that's interesting. So this is the thing. When we look at people who have Gemini midheavens, usually they do something where it's like they've connected a lot of people together, right? So that's very much Gemini midheaven. You guys could, again, have your own channel. I mean, it can manifest so many different ways, is really what that is, because of the fact that, again, it's kind of like you guys really want to connect people, you guys want to talk, you guys want to speak, these types of things, right? You guys could be really good at marketing, actually, because again, marketing these days is grasping the attention as fast as you can, and you guys would be good at that, because Gemini is really that energy where it's like, yeah, they can just say that one sentence and it like gets your attention, you know? It's like short, especially the short attention span society that we're living in. So it's a good time to thrive if you have this midheaven, because again, everyone's in that energy where it's like, watch this for 2 seconds, this for 2 seconds, this for 2 seconds, right? So it's about taking advantage of that, and then kind of, you know, maybe you have your own business or whatever it is, whatever you guys are doing, maybe you guys have your own social media pages, maybe you're an influencer, these types of things. Also, you could be interested in politics as well, okay? Because Gemini kind of has like the two sides to them. Important not to fall into being double-faced. This is a huge thing, because it's like every sign has its light side and its shadow side, because this does deal with your public image. Very important to, again, say things and follow through with what you have to say, because it can quickly turn into maybe people perceiving you as double-faced, or perceiving you as flaky, or perceiving you as, again, inconsistent, right? You know, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, and then it could affect your public image. For example, something that I'm actually psychically seeing is like someone who has a resume, and it's like on that resume, you're working at this job for 5 months, this job for 10 months, and it's like, I don't know, I'm not a recruiter, but I can see from a manager's perspective where they would be kind of like, well, you know, why would I hire you here if you're going to leave in like 3 months, right? So these types of things, okay? Even maybe being strategic if you do have that type of resume, maybe working with a recruiter to help you guys kind of, you know, spice it up and maybe put in more gaps or something of that sort, where you guys could say things like, I was traveling abroad, not jumping from job to job. These types of things. That's the light side and that's the shadow side of the Gemini midheaven. You guys are going to be interested in a lot of things. A high level Gemini midheaven, what I would say is you've mastered one thing, right? And you kind of have all these different projects that you're doing at the same time, right? You're doing this and you're doing that and you're doing this and you're doing that. If it's not in terms of career, most of the time it is career, but it's like, let's say you do have a career going for you, then maybe doing something, again, after work that stimulates the mind. Okay, you guys need to be constantly stimulated. You guys need to be talking to people. You guys need to network with people. You guys are probably going to get a lot of opportunities by networking with people. And it's like all about the things that you say, right? You're going to be very charming, very charismatic, very funny. Gemini tends to be very funny, which in turn makes you very likable. Gemini is a very, very likable sign. Like a lot of people are going to be very allured to them. And because sometimes they have kind of like that attention grasping energy where it's like they are a little bit inconsistent, that does tend to grasp people's attention. But like I mentioned earlier, really important not to fall into the shadow traits of Gemini, because again, that public reputation could quickly turn around for you guys. So I'm going to wrap up this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed my video on the Gemini midheaven. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe. You can let me know in the comments below as well. And I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.